Ignore the background noise of the shower running in the other room. The water pipes are extremely loud. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is what it is. So, hello guys, welcome back to another video about The Boys Season 2. We are doing episodes 4 and 5 today. Whew, I got a lot of stuff to say, we got a lot of stuff to do. I will just spew my thoughts, basically, so that I have somebody and some outlet to spew my thoughts about this totally messed up show. If you like these types of videos, I do videos on The Boys about every other week until the show is over. I do a lot of videos on comics, films, Star Wars. I say Star Wars is separate than comics and films, although they incorporate all those things, but they also have TV and stuff like that. Be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna overview all the stuff that happened in episodes 4 and episodes 5 and my thoughts. And because I wrote them down this time in a, list of, oh my god, when something big happened. Wait, is anybody else's allergies just completely kicking their ass? Because today, in the past couple days, I get, runs where I'm so damn sniffly, it's out of this world. It's terrible. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with episode 4. So, big things that I wrote down. So Frenchie makes a move on Kimiko, does not go his way. He just really can't read the moment. You know, your brother just died. I don't think you want to have some guy macking on you, a guy who you can't even properly communicate with. You know, he's heavily using drugs and goes back to his old girlfriend and sleeps with her, even though he has this whole thing that he loves Kimiko. You know, I know they struggle and all this sort of stuff, but what is this thing? If you love somebody that much, you really gonna go and self-sabotage yourself? Maybe that's your destructive personality. Homelander threatens to kill Starlight again. You know, that's what Homelander does. In the elevator scene, Black Noir is looking for info on Butcher and kind of following him around. A-Train gets kicked out of the 7 and is replaced by Shockwave. Butcher and Becca reunite, but then Butcher calls her child with Homelander a soup freak, and she refuses to leave the compound because, rightfully so, she thinks that Butcher will do whatever he can to try to get rid of the kid. There is a lot of almond joy in this episode, this past episode, the episode 4. It was there twice. We have the person looking over the security footage with Black Noir eating a almond joy that he makes her throw away, which is hilarious because almond joy is disgusting, and then it's brought back up later when it comes to Huey finding it disgusting as well. I have a thing on that in a second. Starlight and Huey rekindle their relationship, but then it ends. She definitively tries to break it off with him, although that will definitely not be the end of that. Homelander outs Maeve during the interview with Maria Menounos. Oh god, that was painful. Really pissed me off there. Kimiko goes to the Stormfront alt-right rally. Frenchie stops her from killing her, which is rightfully so because I don't really think Kimiko could stand a chance against Stormfront. Homelander was butthurt looking at some memes. Becca refuses to leave, I already said that. The Deep and the Church of the Collective is interviewing people to marry. That's what goes on, and they pick a wife for the Deep. Homelander. The main two things of this episode were that Homelander kills Doppelganger. Oh god, that was so disturbing. Liberty and Stormfront are revealed to be the same person, so that was the big thing. So, I have some things to say on this, because I just realized when I was going over the almond joy thing and what's going on. They keep bringing up Black Noir's thing with Butcher. And they also, there's information brought to us in the next episode, the one that aired on Friday. I do now believe a theory that was not mine, so I can't take credit for it, but I think this could aid to that theory as well. So this is a spoiler warning in case it does end up being true. It is not the way in the comics because I could not handle people keep saying there's this big spoiler twist with Black Noir in the comics, and if you don't read the comics then we won't spoil it for you. So I had to go look at it because it was driving me crazy hearing people say that. Not to try to push that if you don't want to know, but I don't think they're going to go that route, and I think they are going to reveal that I do believe the theory that Black Noir is possibly Butcher's younger brother, who is brought up in the next episode and presumed dead. I think this, and it might be a stretch, you know, but with the Almond Joy thing, it could be just a little teaser, because both Black Noir and Huey find the Almond Joy so disgusting, and why would you put, like, what is the point of having that in there twice? They mentioned that Huey is extremely similar to Butcher's younger brother Lenny, that he looks like him, he acts like him, he's his canary, so I believe that theory. I heard that theory from New Rock Stars, so I know a lot of people don't trust them and their theory crafting and all that sort of stuff, but there is evidence that leads to believe that that is the case. I believe a couple other theories as well that weren't necessarily started by them. I may have heard it from them. I usually don't watch the boys videos before or any video, like when I make videos about like the boys or do movie reviews or something like that. I try not to watch other reviews because it does influence my thought, but I've been like 2 weeks between doing these videos, and I enjoy learning what other people think. And yeah, I believe another theory that we'll get to in just a little bit. So moving on to episode 5. Bunch of stuff goes on here. One of my favorite things was they're filming Dawn of the Seven, which is supposed to look like, you know, the Justice League is also supposed to be an Avengers parody, that sort of thing. God, this movie looks horrible. It looks worse than the theatrical cut of the Justice League, but my favorite part is when Homelander says this Joss rewrite, as in Joss Whedon, and it is very on the nose about that. There is this extreme obsession with Maeve's sexuality now that she has been outed. We'll get to that in a little bit, as it is explored a little bit later in the show. Homelander kills an innocent bystander in Africa and loses public support, but not for very long. This was a little bit of a, you know, like a quick turnaround. Butcher gets in a fight at some sort of metal concert. One thing I noticed that I thought was crazy, or not that crazy if you really think about it, but when Butcher goes to the store to get peas and to get a plush toy, we find out for Terror, the produce is owned by Vought. It's called Vought Fresh Farms, which I was like, this would be the sort of thing to do it, which makes sense because like pharmaceutical companies very much do own agricultural companies and stuff like that. It is just really disgusting if you think about it. So they believe Stormfront killed CIA Director Rayner, that she had maybe that sort of power. I don't think so. I think maybe she got somebody to do her bidding. Butcher calls Huey his canary again. That's been brought up several times. And again, Butcher's aunt calls Lenny his seemingly deceased brother, his first kind of canary. Stormfront really hates Starlight. That gets brought up later. Deep gets married and does an interview with Katie Couric, and so Butcher goes to his aunt's house. A-Train does his last work on set of Dawn of the Seven, but we will not see the end of that, of A-Train for sure. I found the debate over Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen with the mobsters before Kimiko shows up to be quite entertaining. And she literally ripped somebody's face off, like peeled his face off. It was really disgusting, having watched it again. We find out Black Noir followed by the boys. We find out that he moves faster than a car, so that's another power that he has I find pretty interesting. Stormfront's mother's name is seemingly Adele. That could be a hint at something in her future, although it's definitely not her mother. She has a picture with this woman and we know that Stormfront is celebrity and has to be at least 70-something years old, so definitely not. Stormfront knows about the leak, about Starlight's leak of Compound V. They come to kind of a stalemate, and she says that she will be useful to her in the future, so we'll kind of figure out what that's going to mean pretty soon. So this is going to get me riled, this little thing. So Maeve is confirmed as bi by Elena, and then the team, the PR team, thinks that it would be better to market her as lesbian because it is more acceptable by the public. As a lesbian myself, I know this show is not, it's not real life, and they're horrible people, and this is like, Vought's not good, and maybe that's like Vought logic. But if you really genuinely think that, then that is beyond me. Definitely no hate to any member of the LGBT, and we all go through our unique struggles and that, but none of us are like woohoo and really easily found for representation. It's extremely rare that you're going to hear a lesbian character say specifically, I'm a lesbian. They might be outed incorrectly one way by somebody, which definitely did happen in the show, but if you notice, like with the rewrite for Maeve's scene, she says, I'm gay. She doesn't say, I'm a lesbian. She says, I'm gay. So clearly, lesbianism is not more palatable. People think maybe gay is more palatable since that's what's always said. Definitely so messed up that they did all this and are going to do all this. And of course it's exploitative, and that's the point of it, and it's to show that it's gross, and this is how companies capitalize off of LGBT folk. But oh, that really pushed my buttons so much because it's not accurate. Moving on. This causes Maeve to swear to take Homelander down, which she then later goes at the end of the episode to the Deep to get help from him. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Frenchie called Kimiko a monster, which may or may not be true, but she is viscerally angry at him because she definitely deserves to be. Stormfront says the Church of the Collective, she used to be a member, but that they were used to be pure, but then says now they let anybody in, even the garbage. Racially profiling A-Train. The House Judiciary Committee is holding hearings on Vought and Compound V. Homelander shows up to the protest against him. He does that fantasy sequence where he laser-eyes everybody. Kind of annoying. I don't like dream sequence things like that, but I think that is what's yet to come. Stormfront's talking to Lamplighter on the phone and emailing him. Nora's mission we find out to be on direct orders from Mr. Edgar, and the worst sex scene I've ever seen in my life happened. So yeah, that's what's been going on there. Ooh, I gotta leave soon. Okay, so we're gonna quickly touch on some stuff. So I think what we're gonna see is gonna be an inside attack. So the first thing I want to touch on is how Maeve is going to facilitate help from the Deep. I think Maeve, the Deep, and A-Train are probably going to team up. They might end up going to the boys for help. I know there's going to be a weird thing with A-Train and Huey, but we'll see how that pays off. But I really think they're going to go up against other members of the Seven and try to get Homelander out, because that seems to be the big thing. Starlight is the only member that knows this thing about Stormfront. Starlight is the only one who seems to have a weird thing with Stormfront. So they're going to get out, because Starlight and Stormfront have dirt on each other. I think maybe we could see more members join the Church of the Collective. We might see that. That is definitely going to be a big thing in this season. It's just being teased at this point in time. Like you said, I think Lenny might end up being Black Noir. We'll see, but Black Noir is going to be somebody important at this point, especially for not talking, all that sort of stuff. I know there is an actual actor that is under there, but it's probably just for physicality and stuff like that. The other big thing I want to talk about is I definitely believe the theory that is going around that Stormfront is actually Homelander's mom. I know. If they want to make this sex scene even more effed up than it was, having her be his mom would be it. I don't think she literally gave birth. I think it was a, like, I'm gonna take your DNA, so technically, logically, you are my offspring sort of thing. There's something going on with her and Mr. Edgar. We know a lot of stuff about that. She is the one able to control. So I think while, like, they usually have, because of what happened in the comics, Noir is there to keep Homelander in check, I think it's going to be like Stormfront is there to keep Homelander in check sort of thing. But it's not going to work because he's going to go absolutely batshit. We haven't seen him go absolutely batshit, which is crazy because he's absolutely insane. I don't know where we're going to go from here. I think the next few episodes we're going to see more about the church. I'm very excited to see this like insurrection against the Seven happen. Yeah, I'm just ready for these MFs to go down. I'm tired of them. I'm probably going to see more from the Congresswoman. We're going to see more from Lamplighter is going to be coming up soon. It's gonna be. I felt like episode 5 was kind of the calm before the storm. This episode I felt was the lowest episode of the season, the one I didn't get the most excited for. 4 was really good. That's why they didn't build off of the Liberty thing too much. They were like, yeah, we know you're Liberty, and Starlight was like, I know you're Liberty, and she just was like, okay, like, cool, you know now, and I don't care, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So, very excited to see the last 3 episodes, and that's all I'm gonna say on this. What did you think of episodes 4 and 5? Let me know down below. As always, thanks for watching. I do 2 videos a week: film, comic entertainment, makeup, vlogs, you name it. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers because I just got a notification that I got there, so thank you so much. And thank you for continuing to support me, and I will see you again in my next video.